I would rather write her a song, because songs don't wait to resolve, and because songs mean so much to her. Stories wait for endings, but songs are brave things, bold enough to sing when all they know is darkness. These words, like most words, will be written next to midnight, between hurricane and harbor, as both claim to save her. Ultimately, what Jamie did write would become so much more powerful than a story or a song. His pen jotted down the manifesto for a movement shaded in prose and inked in love. It's well after midnight here in Las Vegas, on what has been deemed by some as To Write Love on Her Arms Day, something I consider a fitting time to reflect. For those of you not familiar, To Write Love on Her Arms is an organization that began as a story. It was a story of recovery, of the 5 days that Jamie Twarkowski and his friends took care of 19-year-old Renee Yohe as she waited to be taken into treatment for addiction and indirectly self-abuse. You may have seen the t-shirts floating around. I've got one on right now. But it's more than just some company putting whimsical or inspiring words on t-shirts. Ever since it started, it's been a non-profit organization dedicated to helping people that suffer from depression, self-injury, and suicidal thoughts. They primarily do this by raising funds for other organizations such as Hopeline or Safe Alternatives. But more directly than that, they've networked thousands of people like Renee, like me, and they've done this via the internet, via speaking tours, via music. Many, many bands are involved with TWLOHA, as I refer to it. Acronyms are popular, and often you'll find a member of the organization at one of their shows or speaking between bands, just talking to anyone who'll come up and say something. The band's how I found out about the whole thing. I stumbled onto it via Anne Berlin on MySpace. One of their members blogged a little bit, and I read the story, and it means a lot to me personally because it's something I wish I'd had as a kid. Something to tell me, hold on, it'll be okay. As it stands, I was on my own for my ride through depression. And I kind of hope that I can help as many people as I can with their struggles. Ever since I first discovered To Write Love on Her Arms, I've passed out flyers, I've played at shows where I could talk about it or collect donations. I've been donated some pretty sizable chunks of my own paychecks at their Stop the Bleeding events, which is what they call their nights when they have bands play and they talk. It's If you've never been to one, it's really a great atmosphere. People don't realize that not everyone that cuts is doing it for attention. Most people that do it don't even cut in places anyone can see. For every emo kid out there that's cutting for attention, there's 5, 6, 10 others out there doing it for all sorts of various reasons. They're just compelled. I know when I was having problems, I thought I was created for no other purpose than to feel pain, be it mental or physical. Unfortunately, I thought that way for a really long time. I'd say, I don't know, 12 years, maybe more. And there wasn't really anyone to hold my hand, or to post a MySpace bulletin saying you're not alone. If there had been, things might have been a lot less bleak. The worst part is, compared to a lot of people, I made it out fine. I'm socially maladjusted and a little awkward, a little mopey sometimes, but I'm alive. Unfortunately, I have some very good friends that didn't survive their struggles with the same problems. I think that's part of why I got my wrists tattooed with the word love, to remind myself that, there's always a light in the dark. There's always something to hope for, something to fight for. To remind myself, no matter how, I'm sorry, a little tongue-tied. To remind myself how much it hurt when I lost those people, and how much I would never want people to hurt that way because of me. And in a way, to remind myself that even when there's nothing left, there's still something I can give. Uh, Pretty much all I really have to say in this particular instance. If you've never really looked into it or you've never heard of it, I suggest going to the TWLOHA's website or to their MySpace. Um, Definitely read the story, because even if this isn't something that really sparks anything, if you read the story, I'm sure something will. Um, it's really late, and I don't do these video blogs too often. In fact, this is the first one I'm actually posting on YouTube and not just on my MySpace. But with the day and the fact that right now I'm kind of in the care of friends, I thought something should be posted. So with that, good night. I'm going to bed, or at least trying to. And, for everyone out there that is still struggling, hang in there. It does get better. Good night.